All right. So welcome. I'm super excited to share this time with you. So what I'm gonna do now is going over information to help you knowing how to buying property with a little bit of money. So I'm super excited to share this information with you. This is gonna be powerful. Sorry for my little cough as I'm gonna go over this information with you. Um, this is gonna be very quick as we prepare to do a few session with this information. So the very first thing we're gonna talk about is the difference. The difference between, because a lot of people sometimes confuse on the fact that tax deed and tax lien and redemption deed is the same thing. So before we move forward, yes, I'm gonna cover all of those things are part of the community, but what now we want to focus on tax deed. So just for you to know again, it's gonna be tax deed. Now the difference between tax deed, if you take notes, the difference between tax deed, tax lien, and redemption deed. Tax deed, when you purchase it, is actually yours. So when you win the auction, it's yours. Okay. When you get a tax lien, so is when you actually paying somebody back taxes because they could not pay their property tax, and now you step up and now you are paying it for them. They give you a certificate. With that, these people, whenever they're ready to get the property back, they're gonna pay you interest. There's great benefits with tax lien as well, even though you don't actually get the deed and most of the time. So, but when the person is ready to get the property back, they're gonna have to pay you. They're gonna have to pay you the money that you actually purchased, the certificate plus interest. Extremely important. So go ahead and keep moving forward. Now we want to talk about redemption deed. Now with redemption deed, one thing for sure is you are guaranteed after you paying, after for a certain amount of time, like if you purchase a lien or you purchase a redemption deed, after a certain amount of time, the person cannot pay you. Some state is 2 years. Guess what? This property is actually yours. The deed will be transferring in your name. So this says redemption deed. They have a period of time. With tax lien, in most of the case, even after 2 years, the property is not yours. The deed is not yours. So that's the difference between tax deed, tax lien, and redemption deed. Now, like I said before, it's gonna be a very short meeting because we're gonna do a couple session. So, but what now? What I want you to know, as I said it before in the beginning, what we are going to be focusing on with this session are going to be tax deed. When you actually win the auction, it's actually your deed, it's actually your property. You can sell it right away if you want to, and all of those good stuff. So, let's go right now to I'm gonna share my screen with you as I'm gonna give you a couple assignment. Like I said, it's pretty simple. It's a step-by-step process. I just like to don't go over too many information where people got confused. It's too much for them. This is why I'm gonna take my time with you all to go over this powerful information. So, as you can see, so this is the Hillsborough County Cliff of Court tax deed sales. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send this link in our group chat as soon we done. So you actually have it. And then you can go ahead and actually register it. So you see where it says registered here. So you can click next, put your information, and register for an account if you didn't have one yet. So when you have access to one, you get access to pretty much every single one of them. So here's what I mean by that. let me go ahead and log in instead. So as I'm gonna log in here, okay, as I'm gonna log in, what's going to happen is I can go here all the way in the bottom, jump to, and I can look for Florida State, Colorado, Arizona. I can see the tax deed online sales that they have in those states. That's New Jersey, and all of those things. So yeah, that's why I said when you create one account, when you go to jump to, you get access to pretty much all of them. Now, another thing that you can do, so you can go, because not every county have the tax deed sales online. Let me repeat that. There's one of the county in Florida. I got many properties. It's called Highland County. Highland County don't have any auction for tax deed online. So if you want to purchase a tax deed through Highland County in Florida, so you're gonna have to go directly. So they have it every other Wednesday. So here's what I'm gonna need you to do. What I'm gonna need you to do is pick the county you want to purchase. If it's Hillsborough County in Tampa, if it's Lee County in Fort Myers, if it's Orange County in Orlando, whatever county you want to purchase. And some people say, oh, I'm not living in Florida. You don't have to live in Florida. You can actually win property here in Florida without even living here in Florida. So you're gonna pick the county and you're gonna see if it's on there. You're gonna go to jump to after you registered your account. If not, you're gonna go ahead and look for that county. So again, it's clerk of court tax deed sales. Let me go ahead and give you an example. So let's say what now you wanted to go to Highland. Highland, Florida. Okay. So Highland, Florida, clerk of court. Okay. Here we go. So you see, this is theirs, and you can literally do phone number. So if you have one and they're not online and the one you're interested, you can literally Google it, call them and say, hey, when is gonna be your auction for tax deed sales? When is gonna be your auction for tax deed sales? So the next thing that you are going to do after you do that is going to be your deposit. So if it's online, you're gonna have to do your deposit. You can do it online. If it's not online, you're gonna have to wire the deposit. That's why you need to call them so they can give you a reference number. So through that reference number, this is going to be for your account. Again, extremely important. Let me see if I can be clear, because a confused mind don't do nothing, and I don't want that. I don't want you to take this information and not doing anything with it. So again, if the county you want to make the investment, if they're not online, you need to call the clerk of court and then ask them when it's gonna be the tax deed auction. So when you decided to go with them, if they're not online, you're gonna have to wire. You're gonna say, how do I make my deposit? For you to bid in the auction, you're gonna have to make 5% of the highest you're gonna go on the bid. So let's say you are somebody right now that have $3,000. So you know you won't be able to buy any property done more than 3,000. So 5% on a $3,000 is what? 5% on the 3,000, 5% on the 1,000 is $50. So you know, and so that's 150. Okay. So that's $150. You have to make a deposit of $150. That's 5%. So if you say, you know what, I got 10 grand to play around, I want to go ahead and actually I can really purchase a property if I like it for 10 grand. Then you need to make 5% of that deposit. Deposit or refundable. You see over here where it says request refund. You can always make a refund in a county, and you can win any property there. You decided to request your refund and then put it back on another county. So again, you cannot make any deposit on Hillsborough County and think that you are going to bid on another county just because you have that that deposit in Hillsborough County. So every county is different. Again, first assignment I'm gonna give you is to create an account. Second account I'm gonna give you after you create the account is to really ask yourself, or you can even look. Let me give you an example. Okay, you can even ask. Let me go ahead and give you what's the okay, so again, those are the states that investors are looking to buy. So you can do multiple research in different states. I know here in Florida it's pretty hot, but again, you can and you can even, let me give you an example. What city in Florida? Okay. So Fort Myers, Sarasota, Orlando, and then what you, because the name is not gonna be shown. When you go to the jump tool, when you go over here to look for the county, it's gonna be the name of the county. So let's say right now you look at this one. Okay. You see so at Sarasota, Fort Myers, Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa. So let's say right now you say like, yo, then I want to go ahead and purchase in Fort Myers. So what you want to do is Fort Myers County. Okay, Lee County. So now when you go there, you can literally look for Lee County. Okay, you can look for Lee County. This is Lee tax deed. Okay, remember we on tax deed chapter. Okay, so Lee County, Lee tax deed. So that's going to be what you're doing. So you look for where you want to buy, and you can look for more, because I'm gonna tell you, you wanna choose one county, especially if you don't have a lot of money to play around with right now. You don't want to make your deposit in like 2, 3, 4 different county. So you want to look for really one county and play around with it. So I will say first, the next thing you want to do, the very next thing you want to do, so you can make decision on which one you're gonna make your deposit. So the next thing you want to do is to look at the previous calendar. I'm gonna give you an example, okay? I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna go to Pasco County. I used to live in Pasco County, Land O'Lakes, pretty nice area, very, very expensive. So I'm gonna take an example with you. So this is one of the things that's gonna help you determine. You see where it says calendar over here? So you want to click on calendar. And the next thing that I want you to click is to click on the next one. So the next one is for January 25th. So The open bid for this property is 5,000. Let's look at it real quick. Let's look at it on Zillow. So this is a piece of land. Okay, this is a piece of land. Trust me, it doesn't matter where it is in Pasco County. It's good. Pasco County is a bougie, very bougie city here in Florida. Very, very bougie. They literally think they're in Miami. Like, it's very expensive over there. So but the next thing, I don't want you to really focusing on the opening bid on that market. What I want you to do is to go to previews action. Let's go to previews action. We want to see how much these properties sold. So this one was canceled because of bankruptcy. This one, the bidder, I mean, the one who wanted, I think it's the same land. They did not go and make the payment because you have 24 hours after you win to make the payment. So you have your deposit, you bid, you win. If there's no one, put more money on top of what you put, and you have 24 hours. So in some case, you see over here, some people, they just walk away. They be like, I was just playing. I didn't have the 10 grand. Sometimes some people do it because, and it's another thing too, a lot of people bid on the auction. They don't have the money really. So they really bid. So if they if they win, they can wholesale the property. So they can look for an investor and say, hey, you see over here, that person wanted for maybe like 5,000 or 10. So, but guess what? They might look for an investor and say, hey, I got a property for 20,000. This is the description. If they accept, they will send them an agreement to sign, take the 20,000, pay the county the money that they win the property for, and then guess what? Now they make the profit. So not in all case, you can really bid and win and really walk away if you don't find an investor. Why? I tell people, you don't really, if you have your deposit and you put a bid and you win and you don't have the money to pay, you can reach out to me. Okay, you can reach out to me, reach out to other investors and say, yo, I found this. And put your own money on top of it. Let's have a deal. So, but let's see this one. This one was sold for 10,000. So the reason why I'm looking at the previews with you is because what I want to do is for you to see, like, okay, based on the money that I have, can I really go? There's someone who is on mute. Can I really go and purchase a property here? I want you to take a look for a minute. Yeah, so over here is 10,000. Over here is 14,000. Over here is 21,000. So the Lowhurst, they sold in Lee County, I mean in Pasco County, is 10 grand. So you gotta ask yourself a question, okay, do I have 10 grand? Is it a good choice for me? So now let's go ahead and choose another county. Because again, what I want to do is to make sure you check the previews action so you can see if it's going to be a good investment for you. So this one was open for 1,100 and they ended up sold it for 30,000. This one was open for 1,800 and ended up sold for 2,700. Let's click over here on this link so we can see the property that was sold for 2,700. So it's a piece of land almost out of nowhere. Okay. And it's Kingston, Florida. So there's some couple of houses over here, but not too much. So Um, if you buy something like this, most likely it's not going to be sold right away because there's not too many houses. This is something you can hold on as the community is built. So, your property can actually go up with equity. So, but at least you see something that was sold for 2,700. So now you can tell yourself, hold on, over here again, that was a $2,200. This one was sold for $2,200. Based on the money that you have, can you really invest in this? Almost the same place. Can you really invest in this location if you like to? So now this is when you do your research. Okay. This is when, if you're in Florida and it's not too far from you, you drive and see where exactly it is because now you have the address. This is when, if you have a title company later on, you can send that over so they can see if, or a realtor friend, relationship is extremely important. This is why I think people who's coming to the event that we're gonna have in January 27, you're gonna be blessed of the connection we're gonna have inside. So with these connection, imagine when you have 3, 4, 5 realtor in different state where you can send out and say, hey, can you check for me on MLS if there's no, lien on the property, because you don't want to buy anything that have a lien. You won't be able to sell it, okay? So that's what we call due diligence in real estate. So you want to make sure you do your research. So, but again, this one is a potential. This is where you say, you know what? I think this is one of them. And then you go to jump to again, you look for other area. I'm gonna tell you, Hillsborough County right now is not easy to buy. I'm telling you, Tampa right now is one of the most outgoing sorry, city. So it's not easy. Okay, Hillsborough County. Let me go here. Let me go to calendar. Let me go to calendar real quick. So let's go to the previous auction. Madeline was on. Me and Madeline, we were on the tax deed 2 weeks ago on Tampa. Madeline wanted really to invest, but man, listen, the property was, I think it was 6,000. It sold for almost $200,000. So let's go to previous auction. And so when it says redeem, let me explain that real quick. So one of the training we're gonna do inside of this series, I'm gonna go over the information about how you can purchase a property without even waiting for the auction. So there's an auction schedule this month for Hillsborough County. Now, especially if you're in Florida, or um you not, but you want to use resources, you can reach out to those people who have the property and buy before the auction from them. So this is when they redeem those property from the auction because somebody already purchased those property off the auction. So this is another thing. It's really not easy. It is possible. The reason why is because a lot of those people now, a lot of people decided not to put not to live in a property when they lose it. Their pride, they want to detach from it. They want to look as soon as possible somewhere else to live. Like before, we used to drove and knock those people door, and they actually leaving the property as they losing the property. So, but in some cases they not. And then they don't have much information online about their personal information, so you can reach out to them. So this is why you see redeem. Let me go. You see how many of them? Redeem. So, all right, that was in Tampa. That's crazy. Let me see something. I'm shocked, y'all. I am shocked. I see 2,400. And it's in Brandon. Oh, I see why. I see why. It's by a park. It's definitely gonna be commercial, but it's very small. Let me go to previews again. You can back from the previews one. That's what I'm doing. I just want to show you how, you see? This one was open for 10,000 and it sold for 158,000. That's Tampa. Okay. Let me look over. Let me look over previous auction again from a different date. Look at this. This one was open for 1,500, y'all, and it sold for $64,000. Come on, that's what I'm saying. So it's, you know, Tampa. It's special. So let's go back to it. So now you make your decision. You say, you know what? I know where my pocket is. I know what I can afford right now, what I can play with. So, or I know my interest, because you don't really have to buy. Like I said, you can do wholesale with this property. You can really place a bid because you put your deposit and your money is not lose. Like it's safe somewhere for you. So, and you decided to buy the put a bid, win the property, and now you win the property, but you don't have the money to pay in the next 24 business hours. Now you reach out to people like me, other investors, and say, yo, I buy this property, it's very nice. Now I can ask you for the details to go over to see if it's gonna be a profitable investment. And if it is, let's say you purchase something good and you can make 10 grand on top of it, 5 grand. So we gotta think outside of the box. You can't just be like, oh, I don't have money right now, but you have a saving account. So why not we moving $1,000 from your saving, deposit to one of the company you see potential, and faithfully you wake up every single day there's auction. Make sure you go follow the calendar, and then okay, you can go February, look to see, you know, go to March, but yeah, you go and put your bid, faithfully waiting to see. So a lot of time people are just waiting. Okay, let me drink some water, yo. So people are waiting when they have the money, when they think so. No, man, let's start right now. Okay, let's start right now. So God will see that you're interested and make money available for you. So when you see that, the next thing you want to do is to click on the county. So I'm gonna click on one of the county. I don't make any deposit yet. Okay, I'm gonna click on this one. So when you go here, let's say you choose this one and you say, okay, those are agreements. Okay, I agree. Make sure you read, okay? And you see over here, it says 0. So it's because I don't have any deposit in this county. So available fund, boom. So now you click on make deposit over here. Make deposit. So you can do counter deposit where you go and you see it's giving you all of the information. Or you can do wire. I don't have time to drove and going over there, so I'm gonna be honest with you. You can just click OK. How much money you want to deposit? Just an example. Let's say you want to do 500 deposit. Remember 5%. And this is your reference line bidder number. So when you go there, these information is what you're gonna give them. Confirm wire transfer. You're gonna make sure you print this, go to your bank, give them this, and say, hey, I come to make a deposit. This is the name of their bank. They use SunTrust. This is their routing number, their account number, and everything. And don't forget your reference line, because this is how the money gonna be transferring to your account. And now you are almost ready to put your bid. Guys, listen, this is gonna be a session. I really didn't want to wait. I had a crazy fever. What now is just a cough. That stay and I'm making sure I'm taking some sea mouse and some good stuff to take care of that. But I was like, you know what, man, I don't care. I don't care if I'm gonna cough on this. I'm gonna start, because this year the goal is big, and I'm super excited. So I hope you guys enjoy. Um, and this is not the end. So I'm gonna drop the next meeting inside of the group. If you don't registered yet, let me know. I'm gonna send you the link to register for the tax deed sales website, so you can do so, and we can go from there. So I hope you enjoy. Take care. And it's time to get some property in your name or your business name this year.